So what do you do if you happen to discover that the millions, multi-millions, hundreds of millions of dollars you spent on a Da Vinci or a Pollock or a Rothko was spent on a fake, and the $450 million painting is actually worth $4.50. What do you do? If you bought the painting within a statute of limitations period or within a contractual limitations period, it's very easy to go back and get a refund. You did not get what you paid for. But a lot of times you don't discover that there's a problem with a work of art until after that limitations period has expired. So then what do you do? At that point, you see a lot of claims out there, but they all kind of start with this concept of what's called equitable tolling. So the very first issue you need to be aware of is the limitations period, and if you're beyond it, how can you continue to bring a claim? Equitable tolling is basically extending the limitations period because you would allege that you had no way of knowing that this was fake. Now that can't reduce back to the moment when you acquired the work, that you were fooled at the moment. You need to make a showing that something continued to occur that basically lulled you or kept your guard down or gave you no reason to ask. And that is not always the easiest showing. But if you can make a showing of equitable tolling, then you can bring all sorts of claims. One is a breach of warranty, a warranty of authenticity that was breached by the seller. Oftentimes you see claims brought on mutual mistake of fact. Both the seller and the buyer were under the mistaken impression that this was real, and it was not. You see claims for false advertising, for negligence, and you even can see claims for fraud. Fraud will accompany typically a different limitations period, often on constructive notice. So it's not necessarily the moment that you bought the work or the moment that you were defrauded, but the first moment where you should have been on some kind of notice that you might have been, defrauded. And you can even see cases arising out of civil racketeering. I'm going to talk about one of those cases later today.